What's up, folks? What's up? Um, I'm recording from my car right now on my lunch break, so it's not gonna be too long. I'm gonna do about a 30 to 45 minute piece. You know what I mean? I'm sorry that the show is coming out late and all that good stuff, but I crashed yesterday. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. So right now I'm just getting my topics pulled up because I like to stay on point. I crashed yesterday. Um, I've been exhausted. I've been doing a lot of work, a lot of things I'm doing running around. Even today, you know, I got some running around to do. I got an interview I'm going to be doing, so you're going to catch me on. I'll reveal the name of the information once I have everything accurate. But yes, I have an interview that I have to do today. Yes, you're going to get the same thing. Well, by the time you get this, I'm either going to have done the interview already or it's going to be on the way. More than likely, I'm already have done the interview because I'm either going to be getting this later on in the night or early Friday morning, whichever. As soon as I can get it to you is when you're going to get it. Um, but with that being said, I'm going to be doing an interview. I'll have that information in the details below. You'll be able to review that, click the link, and stuff like that. So once he gives me the show information, I'll link up the show information into the details. It's going to be below the YouTube video and below the podcast information. But let's get started. Now, hold on. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Trying to get these people to stop texting me. Got a lot going on here. Crazy been going on. All right, let's get started. The Jay-Z thing is still going on. People are still mad about the Jay-Z NFL deal. People say he sold Cap out. Some people like, yo, we gotta trust Jay-Z. I told y'all where I stand on this. I told y'all this last week. I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait to see what manifests from this shit. I am gonna wait to see because I feel like it's important we do that. It's important we don't jump out the window. In any way, shape, or form. I know some people been waiting on Jay-Z to fuck up, been waiting on Jay-Z to show his true colors or whatever you want to call it for a while now. And, I understand that. Those people are going to feel a way however they want to feel, and that's their option, that's their obligation, that's their prerogative. I personally will not jump out the window. Hold on, let me turn my car off. I won't be burning my gas. I personally, I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to see how this whole thing plays out and go from there because let's say he does fuck up. We're going to have to call him out on it. Let's say he comes through. We got to give him his credit for it. I know y'all seen a recent interview came out with Dame Dash on the Jumper podcast where he said, Jay-Z did, he did some fuck shit or this is the type of shit that Jay-Z always do. Even with women, he used to do this kind of thing, like, you know. So yeah, this is based, what Dame is saying is this has always been Jay-Z. He always been about his money. He always been about the money first. He's always been that way. So this is no surprise to him that Jay-Z would do this again. I don't know if it's ever been to this extent, but again, you got to take everything what Dame say about Jay-Z with a grain of salt because he's upset about how, well, he feels, you know what, I don't know their story, but what I'm going to say is, based on what he's told us and the information we got that's out there, he feels the way about how Jay-Z sided with Lyor Cohen over him when it came to the whole Rockefeller deal, which essentially got Rockefeller dissolved and got Dame out the picture. Jay-Z went on to do Roc Nation, and here he is now, still in the music business, still doing his thing, and Dame's in the entertainment business, movie business, doing his thing. So that's the whole thing with them. So again, I don't know the nature of their relationship at this point. Again, Dame's gonna call out people how he see it. He's never been a person to bite his words. A lot of people are now giving Dame his flowers now because they're like, yo, Dame has been saying this about the industry. Dame has been saying this about people in the industry. So if Dame's been right about everybody now, why do we think he would now be wrong about Jay-Z? So that's a question you got to ask yourself as well. I know everybody's so used to saying, yo, Jay-Z's for the culture, Jay-Z's for the culture, Jay-Z for the culture. And then you got to say Dame has always been protecting the culture. Now we got to look at how these two are colliding at this point. If Dame is saying Jay-Z's always been a fuck nigga and he always been about his money, never cared about the culture, then, and we say Dame has always been protective of the culture, we got to look at that with some serious, that's a serious accusation. And at the same time, if Jay-Z's always been about the culture, and we got, receipts from 2001 on of Jay-Z, what he's done for the culture, then we got to look at that too. So it's just like, you got to take both with a grain of salt. Again, some people feel like this is the move that's going to get Jay-Z to sell out to the culture or sell out the culture. This is going to be the move that's going to get Jay-Z notoriety, get Jay-Z essentially, I don't want to say kicked out the culture, but this is going to be the move that tells us Jay-Z's true colors, essentially. That's what a lot of people are harping on. I told y'all where I stand with it. I am going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see how this whole thing unfolds. I'm going to see how this whole thing plays out, because that's always the type of person I've been. Unless somebody has a pattern of this shit or a history of just fuck shit straight down the line, and I'm just gonna go straight for the kill. But when someone doesn't have a pattern or a history of doing some shit that make me scratch my head, or maybe I wasn't paying attention enough, then I always reserve I reserve my opinion to just wait on that kind of information to put itself up. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Now, another thing, this whole Amazon Fire thing. Amazon Fire thing happened because it's been burning for years, and I guess they just decided we gotta get y'all off this Jay-Z shit and get y'all onto some other shit. So this is what we gonna do. We're gonna tell you about this Amazon Fire. Y'all gonna care about it, and then we're gonna let this, destroy your timelines for the next, whole thing. So I'll be on the Ed. Sorry, I gotta jump on this. I'll be on the Ed Jesse encounter. That's what I'm doing my interview for today, and then whenever that comes out, I'll definitely let y'all know. He's going to be discussing people that do things like business and whatnot, so it's going to be dope. I'm going to be able to break that all down and get y'all some. Ooh, I love being an interviewee. I can drop the jewels. Nah, but the whole Amazon Fire thing, it's another thing they're giving us something to care about. They say it's the Earth's lungs, and we're hearing all this craziness and this and the third. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. It's not something that's been on my radar. It's all the way in the Amazon. I gotta worry about surviving in America at this moment. Not about the Earth surviving. Shit I ain't gonna make. I gotta worry about some race soldier not breaking bad on me and blowing my brains out. Or some white supremacist blowing bad and breaking my brains out. Or some hood rat or some stupid nigga blowing my brains out. That's the shit I gotta be concerned about on a day-to-day basis. The Amazon shit, I don't know what the fuck y'all want me to do. Y'all want me to stop what I'm doing and head down to the Amazon and get my buckets of water and start pouring that shit out? I don't know. But, that's all. It is what it is. So, hold on. I'm getting this craziness going on right now. All right. I'm gonna just ignore this shit for now. Next. Hold on. What's this? What's this? Oh. All right. I'm sorry. Let me just. I gotta get this shit done. All right. So either way, y'all can. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had y'all hold for that. All right. So yeah, the whole Amazon thing. I don't know what y'all fucking want me to do. To be honest with you. Yay. Go. Hey guys, the Amazon has been burning for years. We need to put the fire out. I guess that's it. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of putting out fires and firefighters, I happen to notice that what people like to do on social media, especially people that are challenging your viewpoints when it comes to racism and inequalities and things of that nature, They love to say, for example, they'll say you have somebody posted in the group saying, hey, what can the hood do to get the cops to trust them? And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? What can the cops do to get the hood to trust them? It's the real question. And then I started going to basically how the cops broke bad on the hood first. And when they meant hood, they meant black people. Let's just be clear. When they said hood, they meant black people. Cops broke bad on black people first. Cops broke trust of black people first. So cops got to be the ones who initiate that to bond that breakage. It's the cops' responsibility to do that, and that's a fact. It's their responsibility to heal their relationships with the community that they broke it with. They broke it first, not us. It's them first. So, a person gonna say, "Well, if it's so bad, then why don't you become a cop?" So I hit them with a theory that I always tell people. Stop telling me, because as a taxpaying citizen, anybody that's getting paid by my tax dollars, I have every right to complain if I feel like they're not doing up to scratch with their job. Now, what I was talking about was a general statement. I wasn't talking about what was specifically happening in my neighborhood. But then I went back and I told them, I said, okay, if that's the case, if I don't like what the firefighter's doing, I need to also become a firefighter. If I don't like what the teaching system is doing, I need to also become a teacher. I don't like what our politicians is doing, I need to go ahead and become a politician. I actually don't have an issue with the firefighters, but the teaching and the politicians I do. So I not only need to become a cop, I need to become a teacher, a firefighter, and a politician. I only got 24 hours in a day. How do you think I should break that time up each day? And he was like, that motherfucker hit a better back pedal than the number one cornerback in the NFL. That motherfucker said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was just saying, we got to all start becoming a part of the solutions and not always complaining about the problems. I said, no, what you were trying to do is be a condescending person, because I said a specific general statement when it comes to relationship between police officers and the community. Police officers broke that relationship between the police officer and the black community, so the police officers got to be the ones responsible for fixing it. If I have an issue with that, then so fucking be it. I'm a tax-paying citizen. I can say what the fuck I want in regards to that, because my tax dollars help pay the salaries of police officers. As minute as they might be, even though my one set of tax dollars don't pay a single specific police officer's entire salary, the fact remains I am a taxpaying citizen. I'm paying taxes into this community. Therefore, I have every right to have an issue with anything I have an issue with in any community, anything that's in my community. Now, again, I don't really have an issue with our police officers in our community. Buffalo got a problem, but Niagara Falls don't really have a problem like that. Nonetheless, if I did have an issue with Niagara Falls Police Department, I have every right to speak up on it because I'm a taxpaying citizen. I don't have the right to shut the fuck up because I'm not a cop. That sounds stupid as hell, and that's ass backwards thinking, and that's distraction tactics. Remember I told y'all about them distraction tactics that people like to use, where they start pivoting and bring you over to some other shit? No, let me bring your ass right back over here. So let me use your exact same logic, spit it back to you, and then show you different examples of how your logic don't apply, and how my logic still applies, and let you look stupid. That's the kind of shit that I do. I would easily dust your ass up in this whole debate. You can't fuck with me in this debate and shit. And I'm not one of these motherfucking debate masters who debate, and don't think about doing shit. Like I said before, I'm the person that's making phone calls behind the scenes. I'm hitting people up about this community center. I'm already putting shit in motion. I'm going to be on their asses. And it's going to turn the fuck up as the year go on. Because it's been some bullshit answers I've been getting. I've been getting pivoted by these community centers saying, oh, well, that's not something we look like we can put in our schedule, right? Well, you getting funding from the state. What the fuck you doing with the money? What can you do that can help me get this shit popping? Oh, I'll have to have somebody call you back. I've been getting a lot of that. So now I gotta show up in person. See, I'm the type of person, I go through the process. I will go through the complete process, see it out, and then when it goes some old fucked up funny shit, then I just drag the whole process up, expose everybody, and let the chips fall where they may. I don't give a fuck if it's your uncle, your cousin, your auntie, your fucking sister, your brother, your grandfather, your father. I don't give a fuck who it is. If you fucking up the community or not trying to help the community with the resources that was given to the community, then I got to call you out on it. It's that simple. It is that simple. I have to call you out on it because I can't sit here and let this kind of shit slide where our kids can't play something as little as bitty basketball. A fucking basketball and 2 rims is all we need and some referees to pay every Saturday. Y'all telling me y'all can't figure this shit out? We can't have access to your gyms? I'll figure it out myself if I have to, but we can't have access to your gyms? Are you kidding? Really? We're going. we're gonna get on that. So, and then just in general, we don't have access to a consistent community center for these kids to do anything. I used to be able to go to the resource. I used to be able to go to communities, the Center Court Community Center. I used to be able to go to these community centers, play pool, play ping pong, hang out, do homework upstairs, go play basketball. I had several things to do when I was a kid. These kids don't have shit. They don't have shit, and the community is reflecting that shit. Now you telling me that there's nothing that you can do to help that process when you have access to a building that's city and state funded? You're not privately owned. You're state funded, and you don't have access to a building that we can use to help these kids have something to do? I'm not buying that shit. So I'm gonna go through the process, play Mr. Nice Guy, up until the point when I go ahead and break bad and start dragging everybody out by name, by jobs, description, everything else. Tell people to call up to this person's job, ask them why we don't have access to the community. Don't get on my phone or call my father-in-law and find out his and say, hey, can you please can you get your son-in-law to not do the interview with the news, or can you get your son-in-law to not have people do this, and can you tell your son-in-law to chill? I don't want to hear that shit. Because I did that shit to my city. When I told them I'm a taxpaying citizen and it's something that's a city's responsibility to fix something when something goes wrong, you ain't about to give me no spin around answer. Now, if you want to say, hey, we're going to get to it, we're low on resources, whatever, I get that shit. But to sit up here and tell me y'all wasn't going to do it, got on the news, got on the internet, called out the people, the city, excuse me, I didn't call out nobody specifically, but I called out the city specifically. Then I got into contact with the news companies. They called the city, say, hey, we heard about this situation. You want to make a statement? Because we're going to go interview them. They called me so goddamn fast. Hey, yo, the city said that they're going to take care of it. You just can't do the news interview. I said, all right, I'm going to hold off the news interview. But if they don't take care of it before winter hit, then I'm going to have to do that interview. We're going to, the news going to have better footage. I'll just say that. My father-in-law was like, hey, man, I understand. I'm just relaying the message. All right, cool. Boom. They got that shit done. So I'm the type that'll raise here. I get a news plenty of stories. We're a small city. I get a news plenty of stories to go ahead and eat your ass up alive with. And you don't want to get me in front of that mic and I start spitting that shit that I spit, that shit that I know how to spit. You don't want that. Then you're going to really get on some... Man, listen. You don't want that. You don't want me to have it make a couple phone calls and tell people, yo, gather up a group of people. We're going to go ahead and sit up outside this place, raise some attention, get the news out there. Because I'm the person, I'm not just going to do shit just for Facebook. I'm not that kind of person. I'm going to get the news on the motherfucker. Because we are in Western New York. It's always a fucking slow news cycle. Unless it's a character and some shit like that, it's always slow. They always looking for stories. So you think I won't go holler at these news cycles and tell them, yo, I'm about to go do this because they refuse to do this. Here's the people involved. Here's what they did. Da, 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 da. You think they're not going to come interview me? I've done it before. I'm in contact with these people. They know what's up. So y'all not about to sit here and tell me that in order for me to have a complaint about something, I have to work in that position. Because that sounds crazy. If I got to complain about the president, I got to go be the president now? If I got to complain about the garbage people not putting my garbage the way they fucking supposed to like they always do, I got to go now go be a garbage man? What logic is that? There's no sound logic in that theory. Therefore, I don't buy it, I don't subscribe to it, and I'm going to accept you putting that shit on me. Therefore, kiss my ass when it comes to that shit, and when I have an issue about something, I am going to say it. It's that simple. Now, Officer Pantaleo, he finally got fired after 5 years. 5 years after murdering, we're gonna use the proper terms. 5 years after murdering Eric Garner, he finally got fired. I gotta let some air in this. This motherfucker hot as hell. 5 years after murdering Eric Garner, he finally got fired. He's currently suing so he can get his job back. He wants to get his money. He's making about $85,000 a year. Do y'all know that these white supremacists donated $150,000 to him in less than a week? He has a GoFundMe right now active with over $150,000 donated to him from these white supremacists. It is a sad, sad situation. Not even sad. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not even going. I'm not sugarcoating shit. I'm not surprised. I tell you about this shit all the time. I said these race soldiers commit a lynching to a black person, child or man, woman. They get suspended from their job. Immediately, a GoFundMe gets started, and they make more money from that GoFundMe than they made in the past 2 years of their job. Officer Pantaleo makes $85,000 a year. That GoFundMe has $150,000 in less than a week. That's almost double his salary. So, eventually, y'all gonna listen to me. I'm not here just to tell y'all this shit, just to share information. Because this is information we also must act upon as well. How do we act? I'm gonna get to that. The fact that you can look at this situation where Eric Garner, it was already determined it was an illegal chokehold that was used on him. Then it took 5 years for this police officer to get fired for using an illegal chokehold that resulted in someone's death. Whether he, I don't want to use this language, but this is the language they're using. Whether he did it on purpose or not, it's something called involuntary manslaughter. Meaning, by mistake, you killed someone, but it was due to your own negligence. For example, if you drink and drive, drinking and driving is your negligence. You and your friend is in a car. That car crashes due to your own negligence. Your friend dies. You didn't mean to kill your friend, but he died due to your negligence. Involuntary manslaughter is the charge they would give you. So Pantaleo had a charge to be given to him. They chose not to give it to him. Involuntary manslaughter would have been the charge. At minimum, involuntary manslaughter. Of course, we know he probably went in with different intentions. He went in with an illegal chokehold. You know you're not supposed to use that chokehold. You knew it was illegal. But for the sake of argument, involuntary manslaughter should have been his charge. But 5 years later, time he should have been in jail by now, he just now get fired, and he's about to get $150,000+ deposited into his bank account. And I told you, I don't like to use the word fired when it comes to these race soldiers. He got transferred because he's not going to have a job in downstate New York, but upstate New York, real racist. Central New York is real racist. They'll welcome him with open arms. He have to move about 3 hours away, max, or minimum, max, if he wants to. He can move all the way up here to Buffalo, New York. He ain't really get a job, but he only got to move about 3 hours away, 2 hours away. He'll have a job in no time. Let's say he moved 2 hours away and is willing to commute 45 minutes per day, one way. He'll have a job in no time. Easily. If he wants to stay in New York State, he can go to Ohio. He can go to Erie, Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. He can go to any of those and get a job like that. So he's about to get that $150,000+. He's going to sue New York. They're going to settle with him. He's going to get another couple $100,000. Then he's going to go get a job in one of these surrounding areas that's going to give him a job as a new police officer. He's going to get transferred. All in all, he'll probably clean up about $500,000 plus a new job, which will probably pay him maybe slightly more, slightly less. But shit, $500,000 stacked up, he'll be all right. Oh, let's say he decides, you know what? I need to write a book. He'll clean up a couple million off that. Easy. Easy. From murdering somebody who was selling Lucy's. From murdering somebody from selling Lucy's. This man can walk clean with a couple $1,000,000. White supremacy never left. Yeah, I may have thought it was muted because Obama was off, so they decided not to run those stories. But it never left. It was alive and well. And now that it's a hot topic, now it's a hot subject, it's going to be all over your news. It's not more because people love saying people stop talking about it. What the fuck do you mean stop talking about it? How about people stop acting on it? If people stop acting on it, then racism will be over. Not talking about it. We got to talk about it because it's happening. If it wasn't happening, there would be nothing to talk about. Distraction tactic. That's what that is. So y'all can fall for the foolery, the goofy shit, boo boo boo. No. Understand that's the way it works. White supremacists take care of them, take care of their own. And Blue Lives Matter people are nothing but white supremacists. They might be diet. You know, you gotta watch for the little diet ones, the sugar-free ones, the light ones, the low-calorie ones. But it's all within the system of white supremacy. It is. Like I told y'all, man, I'm not gonna make this long. I just want to make this a short episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Make sure you share the podcast with somebody. Let them know what's that heat. You know, shout out to Codename Slim. Make sure you go book photo shoots with him. You know, he advised me in my last episode having the metronome. It's crazy how y'all claim y'all listening to the show, but y'all ain't hear the metronome going on. You know, it's all good. We're gonna keep growing, keep sharing information, keep going from there. All right. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. We out. Peace.